So yeah, without Luffy, there is no One Piece. It's as simple as that. There is no best-selling manga of all time. There is no, still hard to even fathom, 23 years and counting publication run. There is no 1,000 chapter milestone. No anime adaptation. No Netflix adaptation. No live shows. Heck, One Piece is only 20 million sales away from making Oda one of the top 10 best-selling authors in history. And none of that would ever have been possible without one little rubber man, Monkey D. Luffy. There are very few protagonists in fiction that encapsulate the core essence of the story that they take part in. Superman is the human embodiment of truth, justice, and the American way.
There must be a reason for you to be here.
Yes, I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
You're gonna end up fighting every elected official in this country.
Sure you don't really mean that, Lois?
James Bond is the encapsulation of everything that makes it so cool to be a spy, and Monkey D. Luffy is the embodiment of adventure. One Piece, while having many different themes such as racism, classism, isolationism, themes of war, pacifism, honor and justice, and many, many more ideas at play, the core theme of One Piece is adventure. It was the driving motivation from Chapter 1 and still is to the current chapter. And at the core of this adventure is Luffy. He is a character which is described on the back of every manga volume as a boy with boundless optimism. He is young, perky, energetic, and outgoing. And I believe there is something endearing about that. There is something about Luffy that makes not only the characters in One Piece want to follow him along on his journey, but us the audience as well. In the beginning, when we first meet Luffy, he is a young boy and immediately stabs himself in the eye to prove to much older and tougher pirates that he can be a tough guy too. This is a fantastic introduction to the character because it showcases to us that he is not very bright, which we find out time and time again throughout the story, but it also shows his motivation to be a pirate. That is all he's ever wanted since he was a young boy. He wants to sail the seas and go on high seas adventures, which being the main character in a story about pirates is not a bad motivation to have. But most importantly, Luffy's introduction into the story makes him relatable. So far to us, he's just a dumb kid. He's a nobody. A nobody who by his own foolishness got himself caught up in a situation he couldn't get himself out of, which results in him eating a devil fruit and a man who he looked up to in Shanks losing his arm because of Luffy's recklessness. It's a tragic tale. The first of many, as we would soon find out in this story, but it makes Luffy relatable to the average viewer. He's flawed. He's not perfect. He's a character who wants to stretch his arms across the whole world, but doesn't know where to start. Although with him having the gum fruit, that wouldn't be too hard for him. But I'm sure we've all felt this way at one point or another, and Luffy is a great embodiment of that feeling. He's just a small boy in this gigantic and crazy world that Oda's created. And he's just trying to make it through while making friends and having fun. But that is just the character's introduction. What about how Luffy is portrayed throughout the rest of the story? One critique I see a lot about One Piece is that there is no character development or character arcs, especially when it comes to Luffy. Now that statement is both true and not true at the same time. Luffy is definitely the most static character in One Piece, with maybe the exception of Zoro. But I definitely feel like this was intentionally done by design. Luffy is a solid constant in what otherwise is a constantly changing world. I spoke earlier on how his introduction is a setup for the audience to emphasize with him, and thus giving us a starting point to explore the world. And as this world changes and becomes unfamiliar to us the audience, we worry about how these changes can impact the characters within it. I mean hell, the Straw Hat's enemies and allies have switched up multiple times in the series. But with Luffy, we don't get that uncertainty. 9 times out of 10, we know what he's gonna do, because his motivations have been the same since Chapter 1. I can see how this might put some people off though. I totally understand why some people prefer major characters who go on massive character arcs, who start out one way and come through on the other side different and changed. But I would argue that Luffy's state of unchanging characteristics is one of the reasons Oda can go so left field with his storytelling, because he knows that there's a constant point of reference with his main character. Because as long as Luffy is there, any detour or offbeat storytelling decision Oda wants to make is all in service of helping Luffy find the One Piece and continue on his adventure. Now, what I'm going to talk about next is, to me personally, the most important reason why Luffy is the key to One Piece's success. It's one minute detail, so subtle, yet so impactful. I believe it is one of the main factors to why One Piece is so popular and so renowned the world over. And if you haven't guessed what it is yet, I put it in the thumbnail just as a hint. It's his smile. When I think of Monkey D. Luffy, my mind immediately goes to two things: his iconic straw hat and his always present smile. But why is this small detail and character trait that Oda decided to give Luffy so important, and in my opinion is the key to why One Piece as a story works so effectively? Because it shows that Luffy is having fun, which in turn means that we, the audience, are having fun. We want to go explore the world of One Piece because Luffy is so bright-eyed and full of wonder and enjoying every second of the journey, so we want to experience that along with him. His smile is so impactful that, let's be honest, the moments in the story where he's not smiling turns out to be some of the most emotionally resonating scenes throughout the whole story. Luffy is our point of view, and we experience the world through his eyes, and when we experience the amount of joy he gets exploring the heaven-like atmosphere of Skypiea, or the aquatic wonderland that is Fishman Island, it's all new and exciting to us because it's all new and exciting to him. We enjoy following the adventures of the Straw Hat Pirates because we love the sense of adventure we feel when we explore the world. But nobody loves to explore the world more than Luffy, and you can see it when he puts on the biggest smile you've ever seen, no matter what his situation is. I posed a question in this video's thumbnail. Is Luffy the best character in fiction? Part of that was a little clickbaity, but part of that was also a real question I have. Monkey D. Luffy is absolutely an icon, even though he doesn't get his proper recognition here in the West. He has essentially been the face of Shonen Jump pretty much since his debut, and has held that title strong for almost 25 years. Obviously, whoever the best character in fiction is a subjective question, and there's no real answer. But my pick to throw in the conversation is Luffy. Luffy is a unique character, full of energy, and never slows down in life. And I truly believe One Piece would not be the giant powerhouse it is today if Luffy was not such a strong and unique main character. Thank you for checking out the video. I really appreciate it. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you need more One Piece content in your life. For now, this is Piccolo's Left Ear, America's favorite golden boy, signing off, and have yourself a wonderful day.